Hi, my name is Elsa. Today we are going to be speaking about learning disabilities. It's very important to remember that learning disabilities can have a very debilitating effect on a child's self-esteem and also on their academic and social skills and his or her capacity to acquire new skills and procedures in order to function in the world. It's important to remember that learning disabilities is not associated with intellectual disabilities. So a child may have average or above average intelligence but still have difficulties in learning or acquiring knowledge. Learning disabilities are acquired in childhood but they carry on well into adulthood. The first one is dyslexia. A child with dyslexia may not be able to understand written material. He or she may have difficulty reading from a book as well as not be able to understand the connection between words and sentences, how to form sentences and to sort of generate meaning out of the sentences. The second one is Dyscalculia. Dyscalculia refers to a person's difficulty with mathematical concepts. Here, the individual may not be able to understand simple mathematical operations and apply them in their day-to-day life. A child with dyscalculia may have difficulty telling the time and its ability to count. That would be not only in mathematical operations but also in their day-to-day lives. The third one is Dysgraphia. Dysgraphia refers to the inability to make sense of one's writing. So the child may have difficulty in expressing their thoughts onto paper. They may have poor spatial planning, may not be able to distance the words appropriately, as well as difficulties with spelling. The fourth one is auditory processing or language processing disorder. In this case, the child may not be able to make sense of what is being heard. When it comes to sounds, it is auditory, and when it comes to speech, it is language related. Non-verbal learning disorder. This is not associated with any of the above characteristics. That is, it is not to do much with verbal information, written information. Rather, it is to do with the individual's non-verbal skills. So this may be visual spatial planning, it would include social skills, motor skills, hand-eye coordination, etc. A learning disability is not associated with a sensory deficit or a motor impairment, in the sense that there is no loss of hearing or there is no loss of vision that leads to these problems in learning. So it's important to distinguish it, and if you are suspecting your child is having a learning disability, it's best you first rule it out by having tests done with an eye optician or with the ophthalmologist or an ENT specialist. Another important consideration when it comes to LD is that the child, it is not due to the child having lack of educational exposure or poor instructional quality that is leading him or her to have difficulties in learning. It is not associated with economic or cultural factors or absenteeism in school that leads to the difficulties in learning. An important area which is affected in children with LD is the executive functioning. The executive functioning is mainly carried out by your prefrontal cortex, which is the front part of your brain. It is the most highly and newly developed part in your brain's evolution. Now, this area is associated with executive functions like planning for strategies, planning for lesson, planning how to go about understanding a concept. It is associated with integration, that is taking isolated pieces of information and putting them together to make sense out of the environment. The prefrontal cortex is also associated with reasoning, with the problem solving, decision making and other important aspects which get affected as a result of having a learning disability. Now, according to the Cybernetics model, which looks at our brain's ability to process information, it is said that a learning disability can arise as one out of three probable causes. The first one is the issues in input. Input implies the information that is received from one's sensory faculties, and there might be an issue here for the child and he or she may not be able to understand the physical features of what is being read. Now, for example, individual with dyslexia may not be able to distinguish between a P and a Q. They may know the difference, but when they read it on paper, they may not be able to distinguish as per the shapes. So this is an input sort of difficulty. At the same time, there is also auditory input processing, which can be faulty, wherein the child may not be able to distinguish between two similar sounds or to understand subtle differences between sounds or what comes after the other sound. So this is mainly to do with speech. The second level that could be affected is the integration part. The input may be proper, that is the child is able to understand from his sensory faculties what is there in the environment, but the individual may have problems processing the information once it is already acquired. The acquisition is there, but the processing or the integration, combining the elements of the concept, combining the elements of the word structures, etc., may become difficult here. And the third and the last one is output. Now in output, the child may or may not be able to acquire the information. The input may be good, the integration may be good, that is the child can process the information in terms of simultaneous processing, successive processing, but the individual may have difficulty expressing that information. So the output may suffer. The child may be able to understand everything but may not be able to express that information.
Thank you for watching this video. For more information, visit www.consultingpsychologist.in.